Barry, it's clear that inflation is real and could possibly stand in the way of our dreams of retirement. And how do we help plan for this with inflation hanging over our heads the way it is?
Well, first of all, you wake up, smell the coffee, and you plan for it. You have to address this particular issue because when your outgo exceeds your income, then your upkeep can become your downfall. That's the way I was taught about it down in Stone County.
I like the way you said that.
So, what can you do about inflation? Well, for some people, the answer is I'm just going to wait and retire later. So I'll have less years that I'm having to draw on my money. Some people say, well, I'm going to go ahead and retire, but I'm going to retire on less. So I'll be spending less money, taking less out of my account. I can stretch my accounts further. I don't know if those are good ways to do it or not. I mean, you want to get busy about being retired, I think. One of the ways that I would suggest that's really helpful is to trim your taxes. Pay special attention to taxes because we can do some things tax strategy wise that may over your retirement lifetime save you a couple of $100,000 a year in some cases. And so if you trim those taxes, that could be just the money in savings that you need to stretch your accounts out for the rest of your life. And what you have to realize, Ralph, is there are things that you want to invest in to deal with inflation and things that you don't. For example, in 2022, when we got inflation soaring, a part of soaring inflation was also increasing interest rates. And as increasing interest rates came to be, people who owned existing bonds saw those bonds fall in value. In some cases, retirees losing a quarter to a third of their retirement in the last year that they were working before they went into retirement. So obviously, they started kind of hamstrung when it came to dealing with inflation. So there's a lot to be aware of here. The most important step is be aware, pay attention, and be sure you have a strategy and that your advisor is working a cogent strategy to solve these problems and not just kind of dismissing you and saying, well, we'll invest in stocks and it'll be okay. It's not that simple.
Right. And it's not a DIY thing. You sure need some expert advice on these very complicated topics.
It is not DIY. I don't think retirement is DIY. And that doesn't mean that retirees aren't smart people and don't do well and haven't done well. There are just a whole new set of potholes that you experience in retirement that most people don't know about. And for example, most people don't know how to save on taxes.